just in early 2020, Breonna Taylor, a 25-year-old black woman, was killed in her apartment by police during a botched drug raid. She was in bed. Police officers fired through the wall and killed her. This was in Kentucky, and I don't think any of the officers were successfully prosecuted criminally. But today, one officer involved in that raid, former officer Brett Hankinson, he had previously been found guilty of one count of violating Ms. Taylor's civil rights. This was a federal prosecution, so it's the DOJ, the current DOJ. He'd been found guilty of one count of violating Ms. Taylor's civil rights by using excessive force in discharging several shots through her window during a botched drug raid in 2020. Even though none of the 10 shots that he fired hit Breonna Taylor, Mr. Hankinson, who was white, was the only officer to be charged for his actions. The cop who fired the bullets that killed her was not charged. The killing of Ms. Taylor in her own, I'm going to get to a punchline here, if you can call it that, in a second. This was early 2020. Her killing in her own home became a focal point for the national outrage over police violence against black people amid a spate of similar acts around the same time. I'm reading this from the New York Times, by the way. Most notably, the murder of George Floyd by a police officer in Minneapolis. Ms. Taylor's killing in particular brought national attention to no-knock warrants, which allow the police to burst into homes without warning, often in the middle of the night. Now, last week, a woman named Harmeet Dhillon, the Assistant Attorney General who is in charge of the Civil Rights Department of the Department of Justice, asked the judge in the case to sentence Mr. Hankinson to 1 day in prison, which he had already served, and 3 years of supervised release, probation. The request was intended to send a message that the department planned to abandon its longstanding efforts to address racial disparities in policing. Harmeet Dhillon is focusing the efforts of the Civil Rights Department, the Department of Justice. She's focusing that department now on discrimination against Christians in the United States. The judge Rebecca Grady Jennings, who is a Trump appointee, took issue with the department's extraordinary sentencing request, but she also sentenced him to only 33 months in prison, a punishment far short of the maximum sentence of life in prison allowable by law. And so, just dog shit on all sides on this one. And yeah, Harmeet Dhillon has made it very clear that the Civil Rights Department of the Department of Justice is no longer going to prosecute cases where the basis for discrimination is racial. She's focusing that department's efforts on cases involving discrimination against Christians, probably white Christians. So it took 5 years. At least he got 33 months. But the cop or cops who fired the bullets that killed Breonna Taylor, as far as I know, have not been prosecuted, nor will they be. Trump's America in 2025.